Good afternoon, buon pomeriggio. New episode of the talk show Smile and Shine, broadcasted on Italia Echo WNTN Radio Boston. Everybody is preparing for the holiday season here in Boston, me included, as you can tell from my ugly sweater. And this is your host, Viviana Dragani.
Hello, everybody. This is your co host, Claudia Maragno. Welcome back to a new episode of Smile and Shine, the only bilingual Italian American talk show in New England. Today, I am extremely happy and proud to introduce a new guest, Gianna Pamich, who's the owner of Pastelli, which is a company that works primarily in the dental field. Have you ever tried to rinse off your clothes right after laundry? If you want to know more about it, stay with us.
So before we dig into it, show reel.
Today, we are absolutely proud to introduce a guest of ours, Gianna Pamich from Pastelli Clothing. And I will start by introducing our guest, who boasts a psychology degree from the University of Padua. She trained in the very prestigious fashion institute, the Secoli Institute in Milan, an internationally renowned fashion academy where she could develop her textile and tailoring knowledge and expertise. Beside that, Donna Pamich went through an extensive communication and leadership training. And beside the management of her extremely successful company, has been president for 4 years of UNID, which is the Italian National Union of Dental Industries.
Thank you, Claudia and Viviana, for having invited me. It's a pleasure to be there with you.
My pleasure, Mrs. Pamich. So let's start to talk a little bit about the story of Pastelli.
It's a long history. My grandfather started it almost 100 years ago in the 1929 in Italy, and started this textile company. And that time they were producing raincoat. So my mother grown up in this reality, learning all the skill of the old craftsmanship methods and tailoring and so on. And when she met my father, that was a dental and pharmaceutical importer, she got the idea to produce nicer medical clothes. So this is how the Pastelli adventure started. And I'm proud that still nowadays we are a family-run company and with a really skilled group of employees that really help us at their best.
Wow. And we know also that Pastelli has always been deeply involved with sustainability. So we wanted to ask you, which specific measures are you currently taking to keep Pastelli a green and sustainable company?
Claudia, in reality, we always have been a green company from the very beginning. 40 years ago, 45 years ago, no one was thinking about water pollution caused by textiles, finishing, or potential skin allergies that are caused by synthetic fibers or color chemical components. And meanwhile, and also at that time, sorry, also at that time was very difficult to find something that was a medical cloth built following specific rules. So our idea was to produce only natural fibers with the strictest rules in order to avoid any kind of pollution. And at that time, also fast fashion was something no one was thinking about. And so it took time before to have and to reach some international rules on this regard. It was only the 1992 the European promoted a new law, let's say, in order to avoid the lead to be used when coloring the fabrics. But even nowadays, outside Europe, there are no fixed rules. And since 90% of the textile is produced abroad, obviously it may contain a lot of chemicals. So let's say that we produce everything in Italy. This means we create no pollution. This means our fabrics are allergy free. This means our workers are working in a safe company and with the greatest respect. And all these kind of things make us a company that you may trust and that create absolutely no damages to the environment or to the people health.
Wow, wow, your commitment to the environment is really, really remarkable. So let me understand better. You are also reusing uniforms and fabric, is that correct?
In reality, no. We have built what is international renown in our field as the famous Pastelli fabric. We are famous, or our fabric is famous, because of the incredible long lasting. We have clients that are still wearing it in perfect condition, as new, after 10 years of hard washing, sterilization, and disinfection. So the quality we provide is so high that unfortunately for us, usually our clients give their old clothes to the young son or daughter that are starting enjoying the profession. So there is no need to reuse our clothes unless we go to look for the one made 20 years ago. Also, 10 years ago, perhaps more, 11, we built another fabric with the fibers that came from recycled plastic bottles. Nowadays, this concept is really popular, but 10 years ago, no one was speaking about it. And we created also another indestructible fabric that is breathable as a cotton, is nice, is soft, and when you are tired of it, because you cannot destroy it, so you simply throw it together with your plastic bottles. So this is our concept of reusing, but more than reusing is better to buy something, being aware that is something that will last years instead of fast fashion with the thinking that after 3 months it may be recycled, reused in something else.
Wow, wow, this is really, really impressive how Pastelli is so committed to sustainability and how is probably a leader worldwide in terms of being a green and sustainable company. We would like to give you 30 seconds of break. Stay with us.
Bentornati. Welcome back to Smile and Shine. Mrs. Pamich, today we would like also to introduce another topic that is a key factor in the success of Pastelli. What is the impact of nanotechnologies in your business?
This is another important question. Nanotechnology is a great and important achievement in our era. And more and more textile finishing are available almost every day with this new technology. They granted to fabrics to be antibacterial, to be antifungal, antiviral, to give impermeability to water, to be biocide, biostatics, many others. And nanotechnology is widely used in inside the synthetic fibers for granting all this kind of effect. We tested it from the very beginning when at first this technology was available, and we discovered that unfortunately on natural fibers the only system to fix the nanoparticles were to fix them to the cotton or linen with resins. And resins, of course, take out breathability. They make the fabrics no more persistent. Also, few people knows that 35% of the nanoparticles are washed away just of the first maintenance you do, and also when you do some friction with your movement in the garment, you may spread the nanoparticles outside. So we created a antibacterial line 10 years ago, but in the time we decided to stop the production of it because we were reading more and more studies and researches made by important universities to the impact of the nanoparticles on the environment, on the water, marine life, and the quality of the air. So we are continuously checking the new ways to apply those nanotechnologies to fabric, but in reality, in this moment, we are not using them. Luckily, there is an increasing awareness of the risk that is associated to the disposal also of the textiles made with this technology. And let's say we really take care always from the environment and from the people health. So till the moment in which we will be absolutely sure that there is no risk connected, we will not use this technology for our clients. This is something that may be useful also for people who are not in the medical field. When you buy something that is labeled antibacterial, you really doesn't know that the effect is not immediate. It's not that if a virus came to your cloth, he will die immediately. It depends very much of the technology used for doing it, and also of the country where you buy it. For instance, if you buy something antibacterial in Europe, the label say it is antibacterial, but you doesn't know if it is effective or not, in the sense that this is a crazy example, but just to give you an idea, in 1 meter of fabric, I may place 2 nanoparticles, and then it is labeled antibacterial. Meanwhile, for instance, in the USA, the norm is absolutely more serious, and they test how effective are the nanoparticles in getting the result. And this is also very important. But so at first, check labels, and check where the fabrics was made, because if it is made in the USA, you will have the proof that if when it is labeled antibacterial, it is, and it works. Meanwhile, in other countries, you cannot be so sure in this moment. This is really important in order also not to waste money.
And thank you, Mrs. Pamich. It's very interesting to know more about nanotechnologies. And what about water disinfectants?
Obviously, we are coming out from a period, and we are still in a period where everyone wants to disinfect everything. It is true, nevertheless, that when applied to textile, disinfection is needed when you cannot reach a certain temperature. You may reach disinfection simply washing something at 60 degrees or 140 Fahrenheit and washing for 30 minutes. Meanwhile, if you want a sterilization, you must reach 126 degrees and 260 Fahrenheit. Unfortunately, nowadays, the fabrics in general cannot resist to high temperature. So people are used to wash them in cold or mild water. So there is the need to add disinfectant. But the disinfection may be avoided, and in this case you also avoid the water pollution with the rinse of such products, simply washing at a higher temperature. So choosing a fabric that may resist at least to 60 degrees, 140 Fahrenheit. And this is why we suggested to our clients just to wash with a simple soap at medium-high temperature, and they will have a perfect disinfected cloth that will also last much more and will keep the color vivid and beautiful and will remain as new for a longer time.
Thank you, Mrs. Pamich. I know that you are also socially involved with others. So tell our audience a little bit about it. And also, I would like to know what is the vision that Pastelli has for the future?
As a family, we have a really special interest in people with disabilities. And obviously, as a family, in a private way, we support them greatly. Also, as a company, we support a no-profit dental association that gives free dental care to a no-profit dental association that gives free dental cares to people with disabilities. Then the vision for the future. The vision for the future is to keep growing in an excellent way. Excellence is not granted for free. You must work hard for getting it, and you must have a clear vision of what you want. And we want a company with a happy and competent employees. So we invest continuously in their training and education, and not only referred strictly to the work they are doing, but also in certain communication and also how to deal even with small everyday family problems, because we want the people who work with us to be absolutely happy and relaxed. We are not looking to expand to huge numbers, but just to give a voice to an old artisan family company that still believe that quality is something more of what you may see and touch.
Thank you so much for being with us today. In closure, I would like to remind you a very, very interesting book for your holiday break, Effetto Bianco, White Effect, a book that has already been translated in 4 languages and deals with the relationship between doctors and patients due to the white effect of the white coat. This book has been written by Mrs. Gianna Pamich upon Massimo Boccaletti suggestion, who's a famous Italian journalist. So if you want to know more about it, you can find it online and is available both on Kindle and hard copy.
Congratulations on your book, Mrs. Pamich. And in closure, we also wish to thank our sponsors, Clothing from Italy, 42N, 42N, Roberto Dolci, and Boston Italian Women. Happy holidays, everyone. Buone vacanze.